Every child has a right to education, but challenges like inequitable access, conflict, and lack of resources are affecting their learning. Thankfully, people around the world are already working on these challenges using new and effective ways to improve education. You just have to look. Dive into the world of education innovation. HundrED finds new, impactful, and scalable education innovations and shares them with the world, because change for tomorrow is already happening today. Change like providing access to education to remote areas, supporting students' social, emotional development, and preparing the next generation for the future. We are bringing the people working on improving education together to multiply our impact. Together, we can ensure that every child can flourish.
Good evening, afternoon, or morning. My name is Lasse Lepöniemi. I'm the co-founder of HundrED, and it's my great pleasure to welcome you all to HundrED Innovation Summit 2024. This year, the theme of our summit, in collaboration with the city of Helsinki, is Futures in the Making. We know that education is always contextual, and there are many futures that we can create and shape together. So, the actual festivities will be hosted by our dear Dennis Wall. And now it is time to start the show. Thank you for coming.
Hello and welcome everyone, those of you I can see and those of you I can't see. How's everyone feeling this evening? Make some noise. Get those energy levels up. I know it's been a long day, but it's going to be a wonderful evening, so you need to pace yourselves and ensure that you've still got enough juice for the rest of the evening. Well, I'm Denise Wall, as Lasse said. Thank you for the introduction, Lasse. And I'm so pleased and honored to be back this year to welcome you all, both in person and online, to the HundrED Innovation Summit, the Global Collection Innovation Gala and Awards Ceremony. Today, we come together to celebrate the extraordinary contributions of individuals and organizations leading the way in transforming education across the globe under the umbrella theme, Futures in the Making. Now, this gathering is not just a recognition of innovative ideas, but a tribute to those who are shaping the many futures of learning for generations to come, in some, and dare I say, many cases when education budgets are under increasing pressure. The HundrED Global Collection is by now a well-known and prestigious initiative that identifies the 100 most impactful and scalable education innovations worldwide. The initiative recognizes and honors the tireless educators like your good selves here this evening, tackling some of the most urgent challenges in education, from equity and access to creativity and inclusion. As we gather today to celebrate this year's incredible educational innovations, we're reminded that the challenges that we face in this world are actually directly shaping the future of education. From international conflicts and climate change to the ongoing cost of living crisis, global events are creating new pressures on education and at the same time opening up opportunities for innovation, right? This year's innovations reflect a strong response to these and many other challenges that I have not named. The rising prominence of EdTech and AI innovations alongside a focus on social, emotional learning and teacher development demonstrate the ongoing evolution of education in response to our rapidly changing world. At the same time, they highlight the importance of resilient education systems for the future that prioritize student well-being. This year's innovations underscore the need for building future pathways in education and the importance of community, collaboration, and overall human flourishing, which are central to learners' well-being and their sense of belonging. Tonight, we honor the individuals and organizations whose groundbreaking ideas are transforming education, not just in their own communities, but across the globe. These innovators are pushing boundaries and demonstrating what is possible when creativity and purpose align to build a better future for all learners. Their work inspires educators, policymakers, and communities alike, highlighting the profound impact that education has on society as a whole. And as we celebrate the 100 innovators of this year's HundrED Global Collection, we recognize that true innovation in education goes beyond new tools or technologies. It's all about unlocking the potential of every child, empowering them to thrive, and creating an equitable world where everyone has the opportunity to succeed. Now, before we get into this evening's program, I'd like to share a quick reminder that we're in a safe and inclusive space where open dialogue, mutual respect, and positivity are at the heart of everything we do. We encourage you all to engage with each other, ask questions, share ideas, and make the most of this opportunity to connect. To our online participants, we value your contributions just as much. We're looking forward to receiving your comments and reactions as the evening progresses. And of course, we'd love for you to share highlights from today's event in your own social media channels. So please be sure to use the hashtags HundrED Summit and HundrED Global Collection, or you can simply tag HundrED on any social media channel to amplify the conversation and connect with others. So thank you so much for your attention and for joining us to honor these remarkable leaders and for your ongoing commitment to shaping a brighter, more inclusive future through education. I'd now like to pivot to invite social impact entrepreneur Priyanka Handaram to share her thoughts on the topic of our co-created Future Through Education. Priyanka is HundrED's country lead for Botswana and is the founder and director of Raising Education Within Africa and Learn to Play. Priyanka's work is a shining example of how passion, innovation, and unwavering commitment can transform the landscape of education. She's been awarded the Global Leader for Young Children by the World Forum Foundation, and she's trained young people, teachers, and parents in different countries. And just as a tip, actually, sneak preview, Priyanka will be leading us in a thought-provoking activity that invites each of you to contribute your vision of the future. I don't want to steal her thunder, so I'll invite her to join us on stage to tell us more about what she's got planned. Please join us, Priyanka.
Thank you so much, Denise. Right. Imagine you're back in a classroom as a young learner. I'd like you to close your eyes and think deeply. What do you see around you? Who are you with? What sounds, colors, and feelings fill the room? What stands out? You may open your eyes. This was an exercise I first encountered at Oxford at the start of my teaching journey. My picture was bleak. I had a bland classroom, an old chalkboard, uncomfortable chairs in rows, posters about grammar and mathematics on the walls, and with the 42 degrees heat in Botswana, or as we warmly call it, Hotswana, my mouth was always dry and someone was always swatting a fly. Next, my professor asked me to draw the classroom I had wished for. I remember picturing a classroom very different to the ones I had known, one filled with light and possibility. And this was a powerful reminder that our environments and our relationships within those environments shape us. It was so powerful, in fact, that I still have my first 2 drawings from that day with me, my experience of what was and my vision for what could be. They serve as a clear sense of purpose and inspired me to dream of learning spaces that nurture every child's potential. And it was this dream that led me to founding Learn to Play. Dumela, friends. I was looking up how to greet you all in Finnish, and Google Translate just told me to say, hey. My name is Priyanka, and today, returning to Finland feels a bit like reconnecting with that dream. Finland has a unique magic. The beauty of the northern lights, the quiet strength in the forests, and the most wonderful world of the Moomins. The Moomins capture something that I think we all strive for in education: curiosity, resilience, and the courage to wonder and explore. When we all work with children, we want them to feel that same sense of wonder and to see learning as a joyful journey. But education has often been seen as purely academic. Especially in the African context that I come from, we seem obsessed with foundational literacy and numeracy. But before we teach a child how to add or subtract, how to spell or how to read, we should be helping them with the skills to focus, to build positive relationships, and to make healthy choices. And in fact, executive functioning skills such as these have been a far greater predictor of life outcomes than literacy. So the future I am working towards prioritizes social and emotional skills. Because when we look deeper and we choose to integrate cultural wisdom into our educational systems, we embrace the concept of Ubuntu, or Boto, as we call it in Botswana. The philosophy of I am because we are, similar to how the Moomins live with a curious sense of independence and togetherness. I often tell my own children that sometimes being innovative means rediscovering ancient knowledge and using it to solve today's challenges. So with the strength of our roots, I dare to imagine a future where learning environments across the globe, regardless of early learning or universities, of language or subject, start with mindful breathing like you did today, where empathy and creativity are part of every subject, and playfulness is as much a part of tech as it is of medicine. And at Learn to Play, we're already living this vision. Mindful play is a core part of our daily pedagogy, forming the foundation not only for academic success, but for nurturing happier, more confident children. Across our playgroups, we've introduced breathwork, yoga, and mindful meditations for children as young as 2 years old through play. In some of the most marginalized communities, refugee camps, remote villages, and even wildlife zones. These are rural, hard-to-reach communities where mothers who are not even formally trained teachers are leading the charge, creating spaces where children thrive against all the odds. We dreamed of a future of joyful learning and community for every child in Botswana, and it's happening. And I firmly believe if it can happen here, it can happen everywhere. One of the most transformative stories at Learn to Play comes from a group of remarkable women known as the Matla Mamas. Our journey together started in a refugee camp in Dukwi, Botswana. On their first day of training, each woman stood up and introduced herself with the phrase, "I am a refugee." They had carried this label for years, feeling defined and at times limited by it. But as we began working together, something extraordinary happened. By the end of our training, just 14 days later, these same women proudly reintroduced themselves as Matla Mamas. Matla, meaning strength in Setswana. I am a Matla Mama, a strong mother. It marked a profound shift of their identity, from being seen as other to belonging, a journey from what was imposed on them to something they chose and embraced. Imagine if every teacher experienced the sense of purpose and community. We all know that teacher burnout and retention rates are a serious challenge in all of our contexts. So imagine training educators not simply to teach, but to lead with strength, empathy, and cultural pride. This, I believe, is the future of education. One where teachers feel equipped and inspired to cultivate communities of belonging. This future means developing caregiver confidence too, which is why our Parent Playbox is so important. It supports parents in fostering strong, joyful connections with their children, building the resilience and emotional intelligence that ultimately lead to healthier, happier lives. And research supports this. Studies show that children with strong emotional foundations are 54% more likely to finish schooling and lead fulfilling lives. But the future of education isn't built alone. It's grounded in community, one of our core values at Learn to Play, and one that I've seen championed by HundrED's network. For 5 years, I've had the privilege of being part of HundrED's incredible community, through which we found partners, mentors, and friends from across the globe. I know I can reach out, because I actually have in the past, and say, who can help us with this challenge? And someone will always be there. It's powerful to feel like we are part of something much larger, a community led by dreamers and doers. It's why I feel deeply grateful to be here today amongst you all at this incredible venue and gathering, and why I'm thrilled to be able to use this stage to congratulate each of the selected innovators for HundrED's Global Collection 2025. Your work, too, is part of this immense collective change. And now, once again, I invite you to pause and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and out. Keeping your eyes closed, imagine the future of education, 10, 20, 50 years from now. What do you see? Where is this learning space? How are students interacting? How does it feel to be in this space? Take another deep breath in, feeling this moment fully, and become grounded in this future time and space through your feet firmly on the ground. When your breathing returns to normal and you feel ready, you may open your eyes. You've all been given a wooden board and pen. So I'd like each of you to take this board and over the next few minutes, sketch this future out. Don't overthink it. And for those of you joining us online, I encourage you to sketch a future out as well. What do you see as the future of education? Let your vision flow. Be bold. Be playful. We'll give you a couple of minutes to sketch your visions. Together, we're going to create a tapestry of our shared vision, a collective dream for education. So you'll have a few more minutes to keep going with your sketch, but when you're done, please take a picture of your board and share it with us by posting on your favorite social media platform using the hashtag HundrED and tagging LearnToPlayBW and HundrED.org. But do make sure you do it, and then watch this space over the next few days for some AI-powered magic to see what you can be a part of. And for those of you not on social media, please feel free to WhatsApp it to us on the number given. You can take a picture of the number if you're going to finish it later and send it through. And I encourage those online to please send your pictures through as well. Post it on social media, tag us, use the hashtag HundrED, or send it through WhatsApp. So at this stage, I'd just like to say thank you, Reale Boja, for being here, and Kitos for sharing this journey towards the future we are all dreaming of. And congratulations once again to the selected innovators in this global collection. Let's use this moment to remind ourselves of why we're here. Let's build classrooms where learning is joyful, where children's identities are celebrated, and where they grow into curious, creative, compassionate adults. A future where we take inspiration from my Botswana and maybe a little from Moomin Valley too. Because education isn't just about preparing children for the future, it's about co-creating that future with them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Priyanka, for reminding us of the importance of joy and play in learning, as well as dreaming and imagining new futures, teacher care and caregiver resilience. And of course, we're also grateful to you for guiding us through that novel exercise in collaboration and shared imagination. I will be submitting my homework a little bit late because I'm not very good at drawing, so it'll take some time. We're going to move on to take you through the most exciting trends that are shaping the future of learning. We'll be highlighting initiatives that are not only breaking new ground, but are paving the way for more inclusive, accessible, and effective education systems globally. Let's take a look at a video compilation of the global collection trends, after which HundrED's team members, Ariana and Upasna, will present this year's global collection.
This year's global collection was selected from our database of over 3,000 education innovations. An academy consisting of 230 experts in education reviewed the innovations to evaluate the impact and scalability of each one. This led to the selection of the 100 most promising education innovations for 2025. How does the Global Collection 2025 look? This year's collection features innovations from 53 different countries, and innovators are using a variety of different approaches to support education. One big trend in this year's collection is the rise in the use of technology and AI. Compared to last year's collection, there is an over 100% increase in selected innovations using some form of EdTech, with 55 out of 100 this year either fully digital or blending tech into their programs. Nano and microlearning are also modernizing the classroom with platforms making lessons easy to access online. Non-traditional schooling is also growing in popularity. And learner-centered innovations bridge educational gaps, serving those whose needs are not met by public systems or who are living out of reach. These innovations are shaping the way for quality education for all. Thank you, innovators, for your inspiring work.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, we gather to celebrate innovations shaping the future of education, a future that's bright and full of promise. As we unveil the Global Collection 2025, we're filled with optimism about the positive changes these innovations will bring to students, teachers, and schools worldwide.
This speech is a thank you letter on behalf of millions of voices, learners, parents, and communities whose lives have already been touched, and those who will experience the powerful impact of these innovations in the future. We recognize this moment of opportunity where the seeds of transformation are ready to bloom.
When we consider this year's summit theme, Futures in the Making, we're excited about the journey ahead. The innovations in this collection are like our students, reaching out, ready to grow, and eager to make positive impact. To all who have contributed to these innovations, thank you. You have created solutions that will open doors and create opportunities.
Each of your innovations represents a promise of what education can become. The real work and the real impact lies ahead. And we believe the futures you're helping craft will become even brighter than we can imagine today.
To those dedicated to reaching learners everywhere, thank you. You are making education accessible to children in remote villages, urban communities, refugee camps, and beyond. You're opening the door to school, both physical and virtual, to millions of young people who would otherwise miss out on the opportunities of education provides.
To our innovators who are using the promise of technology to bring world-class education to wider populations, thank you. As these tools continue to evolve, we believe the future holds even greater opportunities for learners everywhere. You're creating a future where every child has the support they need to learn and grow. Can we give them a big round of applause, please?
For those focused on well-being and resilience, thank you for recognizing that education is about more than academics. Your innovations are helping students develop the emotional tools to thrive. But you're not just helping the students, your innovations are making parents' lives fuller and enriching entire communities.
The journey towards creating supportive learning environments is ongoing and full of promise. As your innovations continue to spread, we believe they'll help future generations flourish and reach their full potential. We're excited to see how your work will continue to shape brighter futures. Can we give them another big enthusiastic round of applause?
To those empowering students with 21st century skills, thank you. The critical thinking, creativity, and collaboration skills you're instilling in today's learners are essential for navigating our ever-changing world.
Your innovations are laying the groundwork for a future where young people, online, engaged, and informed, will be prepared to tackle tomorrow's challenges with confidence. As these innovations continue to grow, the positive impact will ripple across generations, equipping future leaders with the tools they need to create a better world with. Can we give them another round of applause?
To those focusing on supporting teachers, thank you. Your work is making a significant difference in empowering educators to inspire and guide their students. Your innovations are fighting burnout, building expertise, and enriching classrooms.
Teacher well-being and professional development are key to the future of education. As these innovations reach more educators, they'll continue to strengthen education systems worldwide. You're helping to create futures where teachers are empowered, inspired, and ready to lead their students towards new opportunities. Let's give them another round of applause.
To those reimagining learning spaces, thank you for exploring new possibilities. The future of education is not confined to traditional classrooms. It's happening in outdoor environment, virtual spaces, and communities where learning takes on exciting new forms.
Your work is showing us that education can happen anywhere, opening up a world of possibilities. As these innovations continue to develop, they'll create new and engaging ways for students to learn. We're excited to see how these innovations will enhance the educational landscape in the years to come. Let's give another big round of applause.
To the visionaries and trailblazers who dare to imagine education beyond our current understanding, thank you. Your bold ideas and unconventional approaches are pushing the boundaries of what's possible in learning and teaching. As you continue to explore uncharted territories in education, you're not just solving today's problems, but you are anticipating and addressing the challenges of tomorrow, inspiring us all to think bigger, reach further, and dream bolder.
Finally, we must express our deepest gratitude to the members across our community who tirelessly support and drive innovations forward, to the researchers who dedicate their lives to advancing our understanding, to the advocates who champion the cause of education, and to every individual who believes in the transformative power of learning. Thank you. Your commitment and belief in the promise of education that helps every child flourish is the foundation upon which we build our bright future.
The journey of innovation is not a solitary one, but a collective effort that relies on the passion and dedication of our entire country. Your work, often behind the scenes, creates the fertile ground from which these innovations spring and take root. As we move forward, know that your contributions, big and small, are instrumental in shaping a world where every child has the opportunity to reach their full potential, and for that, we are profoundly grateful.
From the bottom of our hearts, thank you. Your innovations aren't just shaping today, they're crafting a brighter tomorrow. As we continue our conversation at the Innovation Summit, know that the work you've helped begin is full of promise and potential. The journey ahead is exciting, filled with opportunities for growth and positive change. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ariana and Upasana, for unpacking the full range of education innovations selected for this year's Global Collection. As we've seen, the collection features a diverse range of initiatives implemented across multiple countries, and they all demonstrate high potential for transferability. You might like to know that the selection process was made possible thanks to the dedicated work of our Academy Review Board, whose expertise and commitment were invaluable in evaluating the shortlisted innovations. Thank you all. We know that all of the initiatives highlighted in the collection share some key features. As education innovators, they're all shaping the futures of education, and in many instances, they're swimming against the tide, often amidst challenging circumstances, to bring meaningful improvements to educational practices and to prepare children and young people for an uncertain future. But now let's move on to the high point of this evening's awards gala. That's the presentation of special awards for education programs and initiatives that demonstrate the most inspiring innovations in K-12 education and which offer the greatest potential for impact and scalability worldwide. So I'm going to mention the first special award, and that is the induction of one especially powerful initiative into the HundrED Hall of Fame. As part of HundrED's mission to celebrate and promote educational innovation, we not only recognize new and emerging solutions each year, but we also honor those innovations that have consistently demonstrated outstanding impact and scalability over time. These change makers have proven their ability to adapt and evolve, continuing to meet the needs of education worldwide and inspiring others in the process. Today, we're proud to induct an exceptional innovation into the HundrED Hall of Fame. I'll just add that to be considered for this honor, innovations must meet several key criteria, including sustained growth and impact and scalability over the past 5 years, implementing leading solutions that are shaping global education processes, and responding effectively to the needs of education. Hall of Fame innovations are also required to have been selected at least 3 times across different HundrED collections. Once inducted, these innovations will remain in the Hall of Fame as long as they continue to demonstrate their transformative impact. It's now my pleasure to announce the induction of Room to Read into the HundrED Hall of Fame. And here's Pushkar Shrestha to deliver remarks from Nepal. On the screen.
Namaste, everyone. My name is Pushkar Shrestha. I am proud to introduce myself as Room to Read's Country Director for Nepal. It is my privilege to accept this honor on behalf of Room to Read. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to HundrED and are excited to join the cadre of esteemed organizations in the Hall of Fame. When Room to Read was first launched in 2000, Nepal was the very first country of operations. And while the world has seen so much changes in the last 2.5 decades, we continue to be driven by our core belief that world change starts with educated children. Now, as Room to Read enters its 25th anniversary year, I am proud to share that our work, which had a humble beginning, that started from one school in a remote district of Nepal, now has benefited more than 45 million children across 24 countries, supporting them in developing foundational learning skills and becoming change makers in their families and communities. I have seen the transformational change that education makes possible as I have watched more than 4 million children in Nepal break the cycle of illiteracy and gender inequality in their families and communities, in partnership with Room to Read. Today, more than 250 million of the world's children are out of school without the support to overcome the nearly insurmountable challenges that keep them from an education and the doors it would open for them. As the future of the world's children stands at a critical tipping point, Room to Read has prepared a way forward to make sure education endures, even in the face of overwhelming crisis and inequalities. Room to Read aims to bring about long-term systemic change through our proven solutions, delivering programs directly and in partnership with others, centered in our expertise in curriculum and content, educator training and coaching, delivery structures, and research. We strengthen and collaborate through partnerships with governments and education systems, as well as other learning systems and program partners to accelerate learning outcomes for all children. And it's working. Our impact has increased 4 times. Now that is 4 times in the last 5 years alone. Now, why we do it? Because quality education is an inherent human right for every single child. We thank you for the recognition and strengthening our unwavering vision for creating a world free from illiteracy and gender inequality. Once again, thank you and namaste.
Talk about impact and scalability. That's simply amazing. The initiatives and individuals we've seen today truly exemplify the power of innovation and dedication in education. Now, as we continue to celebrate the remarkable efforts shaping the future of learning, it's my pleasure to introduce Sarah Iono, a HundrED community lead. She's a seasoned education entrepreneur. She's founder of Longworth Education and a leader in play-based and child-centered learning in her native New Zealand. Sarah is joined by Ewan Wilmshurst, an alumnus of organizations such as the Lego Foundation, IBM, the Coca-Cola Company, and Pearson. He's also a newly appointed senior advisor here at HundrED. They'll be presenting the thematic award for Resilience in Action that honors initiatives that have shown exceptional strength, adaptability, and impact in the face of challenges. Sarah and Ewan, please join me. Well, it's all yours.
Kia ora and good evening. It is an honour to be presenting this special award tonight alongside my co-presenter Ewan. In times when the world around us is marked by uncertainty and trauma, play is a quiet but powerful force that helps us comprehend adversity and adapt to change, qualities that define resilience. For children, play is a natural way to process the unthinkable, a safe space where they can rehearse autonomy and decision-making in a world that otherwise robs them of control. Through the simple acts of building, imagining, and storytelling, children reclaim their agency. They develop cognitive flexibility and emotional strength, qualities essential for navigating chaotic and unpredictable environments. For women in these same communities, the arts provide a sanctuary for self-expression and a voice when speaking out can be perilous. Creative activities, whether through writing, painting, music, or dance, offer them a channel to process grief, share untold stories, and foster connections that are vital for collective strength. The arts can empower women to forge a sense of identity and autonomy that resists being eroded by conflict. In these moments of creativity, women rediscover their capacity to lead, nurture, and inspire, transforming their role from passive victims to resilient architects of their future. Both play and the arts remind children and women alike that even amidst conflict, there is space for joy, for creation, and for building a new narrative, one where hope holds firm against the forces of despair.
Thank you, Sarah. In Lebanon and in Palestine, where conflict has destroyed schools, homes, and entire communities, it's hard to imagine how any semblance of childhood is even possible. Children live with the constant fear of bombings. Death and loss are their daily realities, shaping their young lives. In Jordan, too, economic pressures and the challenges of displacement weigh heavily on many young people, affecting their well-being and their development. And as Sarah has highlighted, play is much more than just a pastime. It's the foundation of how all children grow, learn, and make sense of the world. And in the context of conflict and crisis, play becomes even more vital. It's a lifeline for resilience, offering children a safe space to process their experiences, cope with trauma, and hold on a sense of identity and hope. It's in these environments that play provides children with a rare opportunity to reclaim a sense of normalcy and of agency, even when the world around them is in turmoil. Scenario understands this and has dedicated itself to bringing the transformative power of play and theatre to children across Lebanon, Palestine, and Jordan. Through interactive storytelling, theatre productions, and extensive teacher training programs, Scenario creates spaces where children can rediscover their creativity, resilience, and hope, even in the face of adversity. Their work is grounded in the belief that every child deserves a chance to tell their story, to feel heard, and to envision a brighter future. Scenario's commitment to helping children and educators build resilience is a profound reminder to us all that even in the most challenging of circumstances, there is room for growth, connection, and even joy. Their work shows us that resilience is not just about surviving hardship. It's about finding ways to thrive and face the future with strength and with hope. So for their unwavering dedication to fostering resilience through creativity and play, and for their transformative impact on children and educators in Lebanon, Palestine, and Jordan, we're very proud to present Scenario with the Resilience in Action Award. And I'd like to ask Nakia Ibrahim, Scenario's Executive Director, to the stage to accept this award.
Thank you so much, you and Sarah and everyone at HundrED, for this Resilience in Action Award. It's an honor to be here and felt quite emotional hearing everything you said. Firstly, on behalf of Scenario, I want to extend our deep gratitude to HundrED for acknowledging the work that we're doing. To be in a room filled with innovators committed to transforming education worldwide is both humbling and inspiring. Scenario's story begins with a belief I think everyone here has, that every child, regardless of where they are or the circumstances they're born into, has the right to an education that is joyful, hopeful, and allows them to thrive. This mission has taken us into the heart of communities in Lebanon, Jordan, and Palestine, where children currently are facing the most challenging circumstances imaginable. More than 625 children in Gaza have had no access to education in the last year, and 90% of schools there have been destroyed. While in Lebanon, 70% of schools are now shelters for the displaced. Theatre and play, which are at the heart of our approach, might sound like a luxury, given the enormity of the challenges these children face. But mental well-being and a passion for learning are critical for every child to succeed later in life. They are not a luxury. Through theatre and play, we've witnessed children finding their voices, building confidence, and experiencing a sense of joy and agency that has a lasting impact on their lives. One child who participated in a project with us in southern Lebanon recently said, "When I entered the room, I felt like the war does not exist, and there are no loud noises, and nothing is scary anymore." What's remarkable is how these tools, storytelling, role-playing, creative exploration, can ignite resilience in children. We see them confront their fears, share their stories, and express themselves in ways that aren't often available to them otherwise. In a world where they're constantly reminded of what they can't control, these creative methods give them back a sense of control, a sense of being heard and seen. It's hard to overstate how powerful that is. In the last month, just in the last month alone, we've been able to roll out 14 different projects, reaching hundreds of children, and I hope we've inspired those children to think beyond survival, to envision lives where they are safe, capable, and able to pursue their dreams. But resilience, as we know, isn't just about individuals. It's about communities. In Lebanon and Palestine, these communities are currently experiencing a time of tremendous devastation. It's impossible to talk about resilience without acknowledging the strength of the trainers, teachers, and parents who continue to show up for these children every day. They are in many ways the backbone of our work, dedicated, determined, and unwavering in their hope for a brighter future for these young people. I wanted to end by acknowledging that in both Lebanon and Palestine, across the West Bank and Gaza, another generation of children is losing out on the right to education. The implications of this will be felt for decades to come. We need to push for an immediate and permanent ceasefire in Gaza and across the region because bloodshed is not going to bring peace. It is only going to make everyone less safe, and most importantly, it denies a whole generation of children a future. As we celebrate resilience today, it's also important to interrogate what we mean by this term. The need to be resilient often falls on communities who face the most extreme adversity. It's crucial that we challenge why so many are forced to develop resilience as a necessity. It's our duty, I believe, to work not just for resilient communities, but for a world in which resilience is a choice, not a requirement, where children's lives aren't centered around surviving trauma, but around nurturing hope and potential. Thank you again for this honor and for your belief in what we do. May we all continue to fight for a world where every child has access to education and a chance to build a life filled with hope, resilience, and opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Nakia. There's really nothing I can add to that powerful call to action. Thank you. Your exceptional leadership and dedication in navigating some of the toughest challenges in education in regions devastated by conflict and crisis are truly inspiring, and your ability to adapt and to continue making a profound impact in the face of adversity is a testament to your resilience and unwavering commitment to creating meaningful change. And I dare say it's an inspiration to us all. We're very thrilled to celebrate the incredible work that you've done and continue to do for children robbed of normalcy and agency. Now it's time to move on to another exciting moment, the presentation of the Academy Choice Award. This award recognizes an initiative that has particularly stood out to our global community of educators, thought leaders, and innovators. To do the honors, I'd like to invite Lindsay Stewart and Rebecca Gittimer to join me on stage, and I'll just introduce them. Rebecca is the Director of Development for CareerVillage.org, a nonprofit dedicated to democratizing access to career information and advice for underrepresented individuals. She's played a pivotal role in building partnerships across a broad spectrum of agents, from K-12 districts to national nonprofits and employers. And Lindsay Stewart has more than 20 years teaching experience in the arts and alternative education settings. She's a director and founder of Sweet Tree Arts and Sweet Tree School. She's passionate about sharing ideas relating to creative thinking, learner-centered education, and listening and responding via the arts. Lindsay and Rebecca, we'd be honored for you to present this award.
I'm humbled to stand before this incredible community of innovators who, like myself, believe education has the power to create a better world where we can all thrive together. HundrED is a rare, intentional connector in a field known for silos. To review global education innovations is to actively lean into the reality that all of our work is entwined. It is to learn from our collective journey to shape more inclusive and equitable futures.
As I learned about this organization that we're about to honor this evening, I had many emotions. First, anger rose for the marginalized woman facing systemic oppression and navigating sexual and gender-based violence. But then watching the organization's beautiful films about courageous young girls building self-determination, I felt awe, I felt wonder, and I felt hope. Awe for the resilience that I see in the girls and the women impacted by this organization, wonder for how an innovation could be scaled so dramatically, so quickly, beginning with just 19 young girls in 2010, and now reaching over 90,000 across India. This brave organization boldly confronts deep-rooted barriers, while centering love, centering joy, centering creativity, compassion, and empathy. And lastly, I regained just a little bit of hope, knowing that this innovation centers healing at both a cellular and a generational level, addressing trauma's effects, not only for the young girls involved, but also for our future generations.
A centerpiece to this organization is creative expression and art-based therapy. So, personally, as artists and creatives, this work resonates deeply with both Lindsay and myself. And, in many ways, this model embodies the spirit of our HundrED community, acknowledging interconnection and taking a holistic, trauma-informed approach to healing. The organization is not only focused on building participants' agency and life skills, such as digital literacy, creating safe spaces for learning, creativity, and healing, and providing essential resources such as books or meals. It would be an incredible program if it stopped there, right? But this organization goes way further, extending its reach to families and community actors, training police forces, teachers, doctors, and others on principles of empathy and creativity in child protection. This is what scalable and sustainable change looks like.
The mission of this organization is to honor every child's right to heal, dream, and thrive. We were told earlier by the recipient of this award that art becomes the language of healing and empathy is the bridge that makes that healing possible. And this work requires patience, resilience, and an unwavering commitment from the team for each child to reclaim that sense of worth and possibility.
The HundrED community honors Protsahan with the Academy Choice Award, an award given to innovative organizations with the highest level of impact and scalability. This award reflects your commitment to a world where empathy and resilience are universal. Congratulations, Protsahan!
Good evening, everyone. I'm deeply honored to be here today representing Protsahan India Foundation and accepting this award on behalf of my incredible team. This moment is not just a recognition of our work, but a testament to the resilient spirit of every girl whose story has inspired our journey. I remember the first child I met. It was after a meditation session, a guided meditation session that happens every day at our centers. This child didn't know what to do afterwards. She bent over and pulled down her pants, and it was the most disheartening moment of my entire life to see that happen. Today, that young person has grown into a beautiful, amazing young woman. She's working and she's just bought herself a Vespa to commute to work. And that fills my heart with joy and pride to be working with an incredible team that has made that possible. My team believes in the transformative power of education paired with compassion. It's what makes us tick every day. It's what makes us come back to work every morning. Every Monday, we look forward to it. And in this journey, HundrED has been a very strong partner, being there for us when we were looking at a very small segment to work with. We were working with barely 120 girls when we first came to Helsinki in 2019. We carried with us the seeds of ambition at that time. Since then, working with HundrED, working with the beautiful community that HundrED has nurtured over the years, Protsahan has grown its impact footprint by more than 3,400%. And we are reaching out to communities that we were never considering to work with. So this recognition today is not just for Protsahan, but for every organization, every individual working tirelessly to create that change. And I extend my heartfelt gratitude to HundrED, to the jury, to Saku, Lasse, Jamie, Alex, Maria, Lindsay, Rebecca, and everyone else at HundrED who made this possible for us, who continue to inspire us to push boundaries, think bigger, and impact deeper. This award here is for the many more girls who will light their path with power of education and compassion and build a new world. Thank you.
I'd also like to offer my warmest congratulations to Jaswinder Singh and the Protsahan Girls Champion Program for receiving the Academy Choice Award. Your unwavering commitment to empowering young girls, particularly those from underserved communities, has created lasting change. You've talked about the transformative power of empathy and education, and it's wonderful to hear those real stories about change and opportunity that are being created. I believe that this is a well-deserved award and a recognition of the incredible impact that you and your team have made in creating a brighter future for these young women. It's now my pleasure to introduce two outstanding individuals who've been at the forefront of youth-centered initiatives as HundrED Youth Ambassadors. I have waiting in the wings Oliver Dorogi and Juliana de los Santos. Together, they represent the energy, vision, and optimism shaping the future of youth development worldwide. And today, they're here to present the Youth Choice Award. Oliver and Juliana, please.
Good evening, everyone. How are you all feeling so far? I can smell innovation in the air.
You might be wondering what these two young people are doing here on stage.
So we are HundrED Youth Ambassadors,
Juliana and
Oliver, and tonight we are excited to present the Youth Choice Award to a very inspiring project. But Juliana, for everyone else here, what is the Youth Choice Award?
Great question, Oliver. So the Youth Choice Award is a brand new award that essentially recognizes an innovation that ranks high on both scalability and impact, based on the expert reviews of HundrED's very own Youth Academy.
This year, the Youth Choice Award goes to a very special project. But why is it so special?
Well, remember when we talked about scalability and impact? Well, to give everyone a little bit of a hint, the project focuses on developing strong entrepreneurial mindsets in India's youth through its curriculum, aiming to help all of them realize their fullest potential.
It also supports young people in discovering their own unique strengths and nurturing skills for problem solving and developing resilience to overcome challenges in the future.
Doesn't the project just sound so exciting?
Oh, definitely. And it has had an immense impact, having transformed the lives of 2.9 million students.
When researching, I also saw that it also has over 37,000 educators helping to teach these students all over India, providing work and opportunities nationwide. So, based on both scalability and impact...
Exactly. Isn't it amazing the reach that they have achieved, having transformed and changed the lives of nearly 3 million people?
And this is simply the beginning for this project.
There's no wonder why it got selected for this amazing award.
My thoughts exactly.
So now, without further ado,
the winner of this year's Youth Choice Award is...
Drum rolls, please. Udyan Shiksha. And now, please welcome to the stage Makin Maheshwari.
Thank you, Oliver and Juliana. I don't think I will be able to do justice to the brilliant introduction that you've already provided to me. Thank you so much, HundrED, for this recognition. And namaste to all of you from India, the youngest country in the world, with about 700 million young people below the age of 25. I think this win is special. It's the first time HundrED's doing a Youth Choice Award. There might be many more to follow. This will always remain the first. And I think even if I didn't get this award, I would say youth know best. Well, yeah, I think their ability to be able to imagine and solve problems, their own aspirations, their ambitions, and their ability to actually create a future that's bright and optimistic and brilliant is what's at the core of what we're trying to do at Udyam Shiksha. And we believe with a little bit of support and a lot of trust from the society, from all of us, young people can go on and do wonders. We've been able to create a 4-year curriculum that allows every young person real-world doing opportunity in every year, along with key principles of learning by doing in the real world, with agency, outside of comfort zone, and do it all with friends. We're trying to build what we call key entrepreneurial mindsets of independence, which in a hierarchical country like India is extremely hard. Experimentation, where fear for failure makes it really, really tough for kids to try anything out of the box. We heard about perseverance, so we're trying to build grit, because perseverance in India is survival. Every day is perseverance, but perseverance to a future goal, where future goals are really hard to imagine because your day-to-day takes up a lot of energy. And finally, self-awareness. Like, what is your superpower? And there's a deep belief that every child has many superpowers. We've been able to do this thanks to the support of over 37,000 teachers and 8,000 school leaders who have been enabling. I want to thank the 12 state government officials and their machinery who've enabled this. Like, imagine a state government official thinking about, like, hey, should I allow this crazy organization into my schools? And not only have they allowed us, embraced us with 2 periods every week, they've also been crazy enough to give 1 million kids $25 each to go and try something crazy of their own autonomous ideas. And I think this to me is a sign that, hey, change is possible, change is transformational. And then when you see what young people are able to do with this small seed capital, I'll just tell you 3 quick stories of a team in Bhopal created this dog collar. It shines in the dark. There are about 40,000 deaths of stray dogs that a lot of us driving around in India would notice, but do nothing about. This team made it their challenge that, hey, we don't want these dogs to die. We want to figure a way in which we could solve this problem. The 2 young girls in rural Andhra Pradesh who built a snake detector because they saw somebody die of a snake bite in their neighborhood. This snake detector uses infrared to detect movement and is able to give you a warning if there is a snake moving around in your neighborhood. Finally, there's this young 19-year-old who first experienced this project about 3 years back, built a routine, boring logistics company with 8 of his friends. Last year, this company, in less than 3 years, reached $200,000 of revenue, employing 35 people. I believe this is just the beginning. There is a long way to go. We talk about inequity. In my mind, inequity is a result of power concentration. And that power concentration can only be eliminated by young people, the marginalized people, becoming more and more powerful. The rich and powerful are not going to give their power away. You have to rise, and you have to take and be more powerful. I'd like to thank the Udyam team that's gotten us this far. My co-founder, Krishnan, who helped Udyam Shiksha grow from 2 states to 10. A whole bunch of supporters and enablers. Sham, Harish, Akshay, Payal, who leads our curriculum and pedagogy and is here. Thank you for believing in me, believing in this mission, and getting us to where we are. And I think the possibilities with enabling young people or just unlidding and letting their potential rise, to me, is the solution for a large number of problems that we see and we face today. And all it takes is a little bit of a nudge and support from all of us. Thank you.
Well, congratulations to Udyam Shiksha and Mekin Maheshwari. And thank you for sharing those amazing stories of how you've been able to sort of shake up bureaucracy to give a head start to innovative young people. I'm sorry to say that that brings us to the end of this evening's event. But before we go, let's hear a wonderful, rousing round of applause for all of the innovators featured here today. Excellent. And of course, you can find them downstairs a bit later on to hear more stories. Before we leave, though, I'd like to remind you to submit your homework. So do you remember Priyanka? Lovely Priyanka. She was here earlier and mentioned to me that very few people have done their homework. So please imagine those futures, illustrate them. Maybe, I don't know if this is allowed, but maybe if you're not artistically gifted like me, you can write down what those futures look like. But please take a photograph of your board and submit it. The information is up there. There's a hashtag. You can tweet it. You can of course, tag Learn to Play and HundrED. And of course, you can, if you're not on social media, there's a WhatsApp number to submit your homework. The deadline is the end of the evening. No, actually, okay, end of the evening, but there's a big treat in store for you at the end of this 3-day conference. They're going to use AI to gather all of this imagining together into something wonderful. So we will all get to collaborate and participate in really developing a shared vision of the future. So please, let's get that done. I would like to remind you all, just a housekeeping note, that our program resumes here at City Hall from 9 o'clock tomorrow for our in-person attendees. And of course, for those joining on the live stream, that'll be at 9:30 p.m. And on behalf of HundrED and of course the City of Helsinki, thank you so much for celebrating with us today. Enjoy the rest of your evening. See you tomorrow. And final housekeeping note, awardees, please join us on stage for a family photo. Everyone else, please feel free to go downstairs and partake of the refreshments. Thank you.
Every child has a right to education, but challenges like inequitable access, conflict, and lack of resources are affecting their learning. Thankfully, people around the world are already working on these challenges using new and effective ways to improve education. You just have to look. Dive into the world of education innovation. HundrED finds new, impactful, and scalable education innovations and shares them with the world, because change for tomorrow is already happening today. Change like providing access to education to remote areas, supporting students' social, emotional development, and preparing the next generation for the future. We are bringing the people working on improving education together to multiply our impact. Together, we can ensure that every child can flourish.